to another episode of the Top Producers Nation podcast. This, of course, is the podcast that is made for top producers or agents who desire to be top producers, so that you can learn from the top producing agents all across the country in your desire and market. We are powered on a local level by our local franchise, which is Tampa Bay Real Producers, here in this local community, where we feature the top 500 producing real estate agents in Tampa Bay, host a series of events for them, and host this podcast as well with many of them on the show. So today we get to talk to one of our rising stars who we've actually recently featured in the Tampa Bay Real Producers magazine in our Rising Star section, and that is none other than CJ Seitz. Good to have you here, CJ. How are you?
Hi, I'm good. How are you?
It's great to have you. CJ is with Engel and Volkers, and got licensed just about 2 years ago now. So we'll focus in really on how she's gotten off to a good start in the business. But first, we'll start a little bit with your background. And so did you grow up in Tampa? If not, how did you get here? And what made you become interested in real estate?
So I did grow up in Tampa, Tarpon Springs, originally from Chicago, but I moved here when I was 3.
Okay.
So there was a lot kind of in between that time before I got my license. But yeah, when I did, now I know this is the career path that I'm taking forever.
Cool. What made you make that decision? What about real estate did you really kind of find a home with?
I mean, a lot that goes into it. So kind of every job I've had kind of led up to it. So very first job I had was Panera Bread, right?
Okay.
And then kind of working
Customer service.
Yes. So working in the service industry. So I got to a point where I saw an end, right? So there was no more room to grow. Started a business in October of 21, so right after COVID, with rental arbitrage.
Okay.
So that kind of led me into more networking.
Airbnb front there,
Yes.
where you're kind of putting a property under contract and then having an agreement in place, right, with the owner of the property, and then making your spread on the Airbnb short-term rentals, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
I know some people who do well with that.
yeah, it was really fun. And that's kind of where the sales started with that. Again, that kind of led to networking. I did door-to-door sales, selling solar panels, and then kind
Nice.
of getting back into this.
I have a solar background myself.
Do you really?
I do. Yeah, I do. I actually owned a solar company as a part owner for a while, but I've done the door-to-door sales thing and sold solar as well, so I'm familiar with all that space.
Yeah. Yeah. Very, very eye-opening, and I fell in love with the work of that. And it just kind of blends all together.
Sure. Yeah,
Yeah.
no doubt. If you can sell anything door to door, then you can pretty much be a success in the sales industry, period, because that by far is the hardest method to be able to actually get a deal signed, right?
Yes.
So I respect the heck out of all my solar peeps out there who are still knocking doors, and the roofing guys and all the pest control people and everybody who's working the hard way to get in front of get the actual appointment booked, right? So
Yes.
that makes sense. So you got a little bit of your teeth cut in the sales world there, it sounds like. How long were you in the solar game?
Oh, 3 months.
Okay.
Yeah.
Enough just to figure it wasn't for you?
No, there was actually some issues with the company.
Gotcha.
So
Which
we
unfortunately you see a lot in the solar world
you
too.
see a lot. Yeah. My boyfriend at the time, my fiance now, was doing it for 4 years. So when I was in the service industry, we had a long talk, and I was like, I just know there's more for me, and kind of want to get more into this rental arbitrage and Airbnb, stuff like that. So he's like, quit, work with me, learn all of this stuff. And I don't know where I would be without him. He really just guided me where I needed to be. And we both left at the same time with solar. He's doing roofing now, but that's kind of where,
Cool.
That's why it was only 3 months.
I gotcha. What made you stop the rental arbitrage thing? Was that fruitful for you?
So I was going to a lot of networking events. I was focusing on that. And I was looking to meet more landlords or property managers and kind of getting into that space. I met with a broker that advised me to get my real estate license. And I had tiptoed around it. I was like, I don't really need it. So I thought about it for a while, and I was like, I really don't have anything to lose. Might as well just get it. It'll give me access to more people and learn more. And then once I got it, I kind of forgot about all of that and kind of went into the retail side immediately.
Cool. Nice. So that was kind of the genesis for you to kind of take off. And so now you're a full-time agent, you would say?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
And so we have CJ here on the show because she's done, I think we talked about 12 deals in the last year or so, just getting off the ground and getting some traction. So what things can you think of that you learned, let's say in your first full year of being licensed? I'm sure looking back, you probably did some things well. You also probably made some mistakes. Anything come to mind that you can pinpoint on both of those fronts?
Yeah. So what really helped me was joining a team. So I started with Team Borm with eXp Realty, which gave me all the tools.
We know Jeff well here.
Yes. Yeah. Him and the mentorship have been great and really helped build me. They focus a lot on time blocking, cold calling, networking, stuff like that. So there was a lot.
He's a systems guy. I know Jeff well, and how he thinks, very operationally focused, and he does a great job, I think, in leading that team for sure.
Exactly. Yeah. So that kind of helped me avoid a lot of mistakes. So with Airbnb too, like, I did a course so I can bypass the mistakes, and, I'm a very structured person. So consistency was the biggest thing. Time blocking, like I said, waking up early, doing the things that people don't want to do.
Yep.
Kind of helped me with that.
And so you're with Engel and Volkers now.
Yes.
And what went into that decision to be able to join them, and what were you looking for to be able to make that decision?
So being on the team, it helped me a lot, and I enjoyed everything about it. I just wanted to grow more individually. So there was a top producer, Heather Sandlin, and Brittany Hanneman. Both of them had left, and I reached out to them and just, kind of picked their brain and stuff like that. And I really looked up to them. So, they went to the brokerage. I trusted them, and, just from there grew.
Makes sense.
Our businesses.
Very cool.
Yeah.
And so, how, looking back at how you started getting business, was that provided through the team at first? Was it like lead flow that was provided systematically through the team? Or are you now still working at all through a lead service through Engel and Volkers, or is it all self-generated and organic conversion?
Yep. So that's actually another reason why I made the decision to part ways, was I was generating most of my leads.
Okay.
So with that, it did come with cold calling and networking and everything. I know how to do that. I have the systems for that from them. So I was like, if I'm just doing that, might as well just build my own book of business from there.
Makes
and
sense.
Not rely on leads. I don't really believe in paying for them because relationships are super important to me, and I want to be able to make those and not just be another agent that has an appointment and they're meeting with so many of them.
Yeah, for sure. What do you think has worked for you in getting some early traction on that front? Has it been like a key niche at all that you've dipped into that you think has worked for you? Is there a certain target audience that has been a right fit for you, or is there some other type of strategy that you think has been a helpful part so far?
Yeah. So for sale by owners, I've started calling them because they are the hardest.
Yep.
So I figured if I can master that, I can do anything.
What everybody else is not willing to do, right?
Yeah.
I get it.
Exactly. So that, and then cancels and expireds. I do like working with the senior community. So I am a senior real estate specialist.
Cool.
Have my designation with that.
Okay.
I enjoyed working with them. They just need a little bit more hand holding. And again, a lot of people wouldn't really put that time into it. And I'm still kind of finding like my niche too. Like I'm exploring all the ways and seeing where I fit. And it's anything I can do to help.
What do you appreciate about the business the most so far? You said earlier that you think that this is like the thing, right?
Yeah.
This is the full-time opportunity for you, which you're still young. What are you, in your 20s?
31.
You're 31, really? Doesn't look 31, does she, Rob? No, looks like she's in her 20s for sure. So, but you found a business here that you think could be a lifelong career from what you've said.
Yes.
So what do you think about it is what's resonating with you so much?
The personal growth. So, and that's also what I found with door knocking. I feel like just the short amount of time I was doing that, I use it like as a practice, right? So like I would knock a door and be like, what could I have done better? Like communication wise, I need to be better at active listening, stuff like that. So just helping me become like a better person. And I feel like this is the same thing, right? So like how I can help people. And then there's, different avenues you can go, what can I do better for this person and everything like that. So if that answers your question. Just,
No, for
yeah,
sure.
personal growth.
Has there been some challenges though that you faced already in the early phases that were unexpected? Anything that come to mind that was like, man, I didn't expect to take on this type of a thing in this business?
Um, that's a good question. So,
Or if there's a certain component of the business that you don't like so far?
yeah, I got to think about that. So, because I feel like a lot of my deals are like fixer-uppers, right? So like I'll first see it and I'll be like, this is great. Like we can work with this. And I feel like this is with any deal, like things come up and then it just like a whole thing lays out.
Sure.
So
There's
just
more behind the scenes that you weren't completely aware of up front.
yes,
Yeah.
exactly. Yeah.
As you dig in a little bit deeper, that hole gets deeper and deeper.
Yeah. Yeah. And I love that though, because how else do you learn?
Right.
Not everything can be, just list it, sell it, and it's done.
Right. Can't be cookie cutter. And
Yeah.
so a lot of that too is the importance of your team, right? The ability to have like a good contractor, a good remodeler, a good, inspector, a good person who, when that problem arises, that you can put a professional in there so that you're not just kind of making up, advice on your own, but you can put a real professional to kind of help solve the issue. Is that true?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, always asking for help,
Yep.
not thinking I can do everything on my own. So just having a team, like
Yep.
you said, is super important.
So you mentioned earlier that time blocking was one of the skill sets that you kind of picked up with working with the Borum squad over there.
Yeah.
What does your normal work schedule look like now? If you can walk us through what's been working for you, give us an idea of what that schedule looks like.
So just like a day.
Yeah, give us a day or a week, whatever works best.
So waking up between 5 and 6, working out, whether it be gym, boxing, aerial, I don't really do in the morning.
By the way, I'm going to shut you off real quick. The reason why I asked that question is because a lot of newer agents struggle with this, right?
Yeah.
Like what to do, especially if it's their first time being independent, having their own business, which I know may or may not be true for you. Is this your first independent business? It really kind of is, I guess, if you'd say so.
Yeah.
And so this concept of time blocking and being disciplined enough to actually do what your calendar says you want to do is a true game changer between the people who finally take off, at least that's what I found, and the ones who consistently are just struggling and they never really get that traction. So that's kind of why I wanted you to dig in a little bit to this particular thing to help somebody see, okay, wow, I'm not doing anything close to what she's doing right now. And that I think can make a big impact. So sorry, you can keep going.
Yeah. I mean, that's a good point. It's accountability.
Yeah.
Right. So putting it on the calendar and actually doing it is like the most rewarding feeling.
Yeah.
I'll put my gym clothes on the bathroom counter first thing. Like that's my accountability. So I know when the alarm goes off at 5, I want to sleep in. I think about that. So getting up and working out, 2 of the hardest things to do because you don't want to do it.
Yep.
So you get those done before 8 a.m. And then you can do anything. So from about like 9 to 11 is when I'll do my prospecting. So calling, follow-upping on leads, making sure I talk to at least 8 people a day.
Okay.
And
Why
then,
is that the right number for you?
Because what we had before, like the team structure was talk to like 20 people, I believe, 20 or 30 people. I felt that was so overwhelming. Some days I didn't even do it because of like that was just too much. Yeah. So I write down everyone that I talk to a day and the conversations that we have. And I know that that's kind of the quality number. So with doing this for 2 years now, that's been my sweet spot.
Cool.
So 7 to 8 people.
Yeah. And when you say just having conversations, this is just kind of like checking in on whether they're past customers, whether they're somebody you met wherever. It's not about obviously people who necessarily have raised their hand saying, I want to sell my home or I want to buy a home.
Right.
But you're just checking in to kind of make sure that relationship stays warm. Is that correct?
Exactly. Yep. How I can provide value and just keep top of mind.
Yep. I get it. Makes sense. And so after 11, what's the rest of that day look like?
Then I'll take my dog for a walk and just
Gotta
kind
have
of
time
unwind.
for that, for sure.
Yeah. And then, I mean, every day is different kind of after that, right? So it's either looking what's new in the market in some certain areas, seller strategies for my listings, if something's not moving, why, dig a little bit deeper into that. So there's always like a different type of task, either a showing, And then knowledge. So that's something that
Market research.
Yes. So
Team meetings, I know, fit in there somewhere with,
Yeah.
if you have some sort of I'm sure Engel and Volkers has a team meeting that you guys are a part of once a week or something like that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So learning something new.
Would you say the prospecting part, which I really respect that you have carved out and protected, it sounds like, on like a 2-hour block every day, you're kind of treating that as a lifeblood of the business. Do you feel like that is probably one of the most critical, if not the most critical activity that you could be doing if you want to get traction as an agent?
Yes. 100%.
And in my experience, it's the ones who are very inconsistent with that one thing that usually is the biggest inhibitor, right, from causing them to get traction. And do you have any insight as to like why you think that is? Like, what do you think causes people to like neglect that for whatever reason?
Because it's hard.
Yeah.
Right. No one wants to pick
People
up
want
the phone.
things easy.
Yeah.
Right.
It's not in your comfort zone.
Right.
You know,
It can come
and
across a
rejection.
little awkward because you have to kind of figure out. You're wondering what's this person going to think about why I'm calling them or whatever the case may be.
Yes.
Right. So do you have any tips on that? How do you usually initiate the conversation and how do you make it not awkward?
Finding out what that person needs and being the source of help. You know, no one wants to be sold. No one wants to have a phone call and be like, list with me. And, you know, they don't care about anything else.
Yeah.
So actually have a conversation and build a relationship and be different. And just being able to talk, like after you have a good conversation, like you feel great and you just want to talk to more people. So it builds on it. You know, I mean, of course, there are many days where I don't want to pick up the phone, but then I do, and I'm so happy that I did.
Yep.
And it's just holding yourself accountable and putting it on your calendar. You just have to do it.
Yeah, and your goal, I think you said, is 8 conversations, not call 8 people.
Right.
Right?
Oh,
so
yeah.
you might have to call 20, 30, 40, 50 people to actually get 8 to pick up the phone or to at least have a minute or two to actually talk with you. Is that true?
Yes.
Got it. And so I think sometimes we can get focused on the wrong goals, like micro goals, whether it's just, hey, I'm going to make 25 dials or 30 dials. And there's nothing wrong with that in and of itself. But the real result is how many conversations did I have? Because that's what you're doing it for.
Right.
That's the moving of the needle. And so I think it's powerful to say, like, that's really the goal is 8 conversations. No matter what it takes for me to have those 8, I'm going to have 8 conversations. I think that's where the power and the traction can come in.
Right.
So it makes sense. Do you use any leveraging automation, softwares, things like that kind of make that easier for you, or you're not there yet?
I did on the team because we had that.
Yeah.
For a little bit, actually. And then even still being on the team, I mean, I would just do Zillow for sale by owner or go on the MLS and see where I have a listing and then expand to any canceled or expireds and see if I can help them.
Okay, that makes sense. Other than the manual conversations that you're doing just through your own, efforts each day, are there other leverage points that you tap into to help those relationships get nurtured beyond those initial conversations, or not yet?
So do you mean other than talking to them on the phone?
Yeah, you manually doing that. So that's what I was asking about, like automations or software. Like, is there anything you're using as tools to try to help nurture those relationships? It's okay if you don't, but I'm only asking because I know there's a level to that where like there are ways to kind of utilize some of that stuff that can also help you if the focus of your business is about relationship development. It just seems like that's where you're at, right?
Right.
Those things can maybe help in that process over time.
Yeah. I don't think I'm there yet, but yeah, that's
worth on the list.
Yes.
Put it on the list to think about it more. Gotcha.
Yeah.
So what do you get most excited about, CJ, when you think about the rest of this year and moving forward with the business? What gets you fired up?
Oh, just the new, like, knowledge, right? I'm actually getting more into like creative financing, and that has just been blowing my mind. So maybe working a couple of those deals, expanding to that.
There's a lot of different ways to do deals out there.
So many.
Yeah.
And I have been closed for so long. Like I would get someone calling me being like, hey, are they doing seller financing? I'm like, I don't know what that is. Sorry, no.
It's funny. It's so true though. There are a lot of great like courses and other things that people teach on how to deal just in that world.
Right.
Which most agents have no knowledge of it all. So it's cool that you're learning that early.
Yeah. So that's been the most exciting for me, and it's given me so much energy. It's just going in all of that.
So a lot of times when you're dealing in that space, you're dealing with investors. Has that been a niche that you've tapped into already so far?
Yes. So like I said, probably 99% of the homes I've sold have been investment properties.
Oh, they have been. Okay.
Yes. And that's just how they've come in. It's not I'm seeking them. That's just kind of what's been coming to me.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So when you say investment properties, you're talking to the seller of the home, right? But you already have a relationship with an investor who's looking to flip that home, and you're working with and for that investor, or are you working on the other side where it's an investor who's already like done some work and is looking to flip the property, and you're the agent coming in on that side? What does that relationship look like for you so far?
Yeah. So actually, it's the properties are distressed owners.
Yep.
And I have agents, like investors, coming to me that I don't really have relationships yet.
Yep.
So now I'm actually, because I'm learning more about this, leveraging that and seeing who's actually the good investor, that has,
Not just the wannabe investor.
Exactly. And the ones that are fair and do their due diligence, and not just, let me offer $50,000 on a $300,000 house.
Yeah.
So.
And most of the ones that you've sold with, are they usually are they the rehabbers that are buying the distressed property through you and then turning around and putting whatever 30, 40, 50 grand into the rehab, turning around and reselling it? Are you then involved on that resale side at all, or not yet?
I'm not yet.
Okay.
No. Yeah. So that's something that I was actually blinded by for a while. But now I'm realizing, like, I'm looking back into my business and like,
there was
probably
an opportunity there.
Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly. I could have done better.
Yeah, it's interesting. So I know we've had people on this show who have built their entire business and working in that model, right? Working with investors. Some of the things I really do like about real estate in general is there's so many different ways that you could be successful in it, from traditional retail, real estate, and many agents, make millions of dollars doing just that,
right,
to having that investor niche, which is a different skill set in many ways. But what creative financing you mentioned, and all these other different strategies to go into that. So learning how to evolve that relationship so that you can be a player in that investor's business long term, not just on that one deal.
Right.
I think is really where you want to position yourself, if that's a space that you'd want to be in,
Right, exactly.
Have you had repeat investors so far?
No.
Standalone, yeah. So that's something you got to work on, right?
Yeah. Absolutely.
We're making a checklist here of
I
things,
know.
To be able to take CJ's business to the next level. We're only going to ask 10%, CJ. That's it.
Yeah.
Just a little bit of a cut. No big deal. All right, cool. So do you see yourself building a team one day, or is your path more working with investors and building just your own business? What excites you more?
Building a team.
It does?
Yeah. So, of course, the goal is to have agents working with me, and I can train them, because I just love that model. I, like to know things and be able to help people with that.
Sure.
So, this isn't going to be for another 5, maybe 10 years when I am in a better spot. But that's the goal, eventually having a brokerage and doing that.
Cool. Do you know an agent by the name of Josh Green? Does that name ring a bell to you?
No.
Okay, just curious. He was on our show before, and he has done very well in the investor space. He's a young guy as well.
Yeah.
And so we've had others too, but he was recently on the show. And do you remember Josh? I think he's based out of like Spring Hill, though. He's more north, Pasco County, maybe even Hernando. But my point is like finding, if you don't already have one, an agent that crushes it with that type of a dynamic. Because in many ways, it is a very different business, I feel like, than your traditional retail agent and how they grow their business. There's a different strategy involved with both of those. So it might be worth trying to search and find that mentor if you don't already have one like that.
Yeah. My networking lately has been trying to find a mentor. Cool. So that's really good to know.
Yeah. Hey, I can always introduce you to Josh if you want to pick his brain a little bit.
Yeah.
For sure. Because I know he's a very smart guy and he's done very well in that space.
Yeah.
So a couple things. You mentioned off camera that you also are, how long have you been an aerial dancer?
I'd say like 10 years now.
Has it really been?
Yeah, since 2016.
What got you into that?
I was a cheerleader.
Okay.
I was getting older as a cheerleader.
Cheerleader for high school, college?
No, competitive.
Okay.
Yeah, so I was on an adult team. We had little competitions. I mean, I grew up cheerleading. I think I was in even elementary school, but I did competitive cheerleading with that. I don't want to say like I got bored of it, but like I said, I was getting older. So it was like, time to turn up the next level. I was going to college at USF. I was on Facebook and I saw a picture of someone on silks. And I was like, this is cool. And I realized it was 20 minutes from me.
Yep.
So
It's called the Aerial Dragons.
Aerial Dragons.
How about that? So shout out to the dance community out there. Not bad.
Yes.
And so you went for like a lesson over there and fell in love with it?
Yep. Yeah.
Cool.
So I took like all the classes. I was always there. And then after COVID, they said, you're here all the time. Do you want to teach some classes? So started teaching and then started performing. And yeah.
So do you still perform or do you focus more on teaching or both?
So I'm actually focusing more on teaching.
Okay.
So I teach a couple classes. I don't personal train as much as I wish because it's a time commitment.
Sure.
But yeah, mainly just teaching.
Is it similar to real estate in a way where you like have your own students? It's like a book of business almost that you create, and do they pay you directly, or is that all just run through the studio?
It's run through the studio. Yeah, so I get paid per class. I mean, it's, a small amount, but it's mainly just kind of
It's a passion that you have.
It's a passion.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I get it.
So I don't think of it like that.
No, totally. That makes sense. I told
Yeah.
you off camera, my wife has been in the dance community for many years, so she also was a teacher. This was in Connecticut, though, when she had a studio there. Since we've been down here, we've had kids after kid after kid, so she now is focused on the home and on being a great stay-at-home mom, thank God. So, but the Aerial Dragons has been, do you guys travel at all, or do you just do it all locally?
Oh, all locally. The entertainment travels a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. I had a performance in Destin before. They do a lot of festivals. I think one was like in Ohio a couple years back. I mean, I know they go all over.
Cool.
Yeah.
So for people who, again, didn't get a chance to read your story yet, and real producers who want to get to know you a little bit more, what are some other things that you just love to do for fun when you get the chance to get away from the Aerial Dragons and from real estate?
Yeah. Both of those just take up a lot of my time.
Sure they do. You got nothing but free time on your hands right now, right?
Yeah, and I feel like that's my downfall too. Is I'm a workaholic sometimes, but my family, my fiance, and my dog.
When you guys get married?
January
Nice.
9th.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
And you said he's in real estate or no?
No, he's in roofing.
Okay, that's right.
Yeah.
You did say that.
Yes,
Cool.
he's been doing sales for a long time. Everything I need help with sales, he's always there, and
Nice. Very cool.
he's a good support system.
I've worked with a lot of different roofing companies through Real Producers as one, but also through the solar business. So I'm sure there's, as you know, a direct connection there between the roofing industry and the solar world. That's, I would think, probably how your fiance got involved in that side, I would imagine.
Yeah. Yeah, he did solar for 4 or 5 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a natural transition to then be able to start selling the roofs. And I don't know if he's still involved in solar, but a lot of people who are in that roofing world will then start selling solar on top of that as just another way to make some additional revenue on those roofing jobs,
Yeah.
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 It makes sense to have those partnerships in place. So you're getting married in January. Big changes coming your way.
Yes.
Crushing the real estate business here. And you still got the dance thing, which is taking up time.
Yeah.
Anything else that is important that anybody should know, do you think, about your story at this point, CJ?
Yeah, I mean, just have a why, right? And a drive and a work ethic, and that's all you need. Just think about the end
Do you
goal.
have a timeline on when you are thinking you might want to start a team building process? Is it whether like at a certain level in your career, or what does that look like for you?
Yeah, I can have all these things planned out, but everything happens at a different time. Because I do want a family. Like, we want to build a family. We want children and all of that. So, I mean, the
You
goal.
come from a big family?
Yes. Yeah. I have 3 older brothers.
There you go.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm an only child, but I have six of my own kids now, so I'm total extreme for sure. So that'll be a different challenge too, is when you do get married, it looks like soon, and then the ability to balance that, having kids hopefully at some point soon, and then still grow this business if you wanted to keep scaling it. That'll be a whole other world that you'd be dealing with.
Yeah. So I don't really have a timeline. I know it's going to go where it needs to go.
Yeah, no doubt. Absolutely. Yeah. And thank God you always got the roofing career, right? For your husband too, involved in there. So that works out well.
Yeah.
So a couple quick things, rapid fire as we wrap up here. Do you have a favorite book, author, seminar at all that comes to mind that you feel like has made an impact on you, CJ, personally or professionally?
Yeah. So book I'm reading right now is Talk by Allison Brooks. Really great with communication. So just getting better at active listening and just having quality conversations. The Let Them theory too. That's probably number 2.
What was the second one? Let Them?
The Let Them.
Is that the name of the book?
Yes.
Okay.
Let
I
Them
haven't heard of that.
Yeah, by Mel Robbins. That one's really great.
Got it.
And The Mountain Is You is good. Yeah, that's a good one.
What is Let Them about?
Let Them is saying that you cannot control other people. Like,
Got
just let them.
Let them have their way.
Yeah, and then let you do what you want to do with no judgments.
A lot of people can get in trouble when they start to try to control everybody else.
Yeah, it adds unneeded stress.
I can see that.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have a favorite movie or TV show?
Movie, probably The Lion King.
Oh,
the newer one.
Classic. Oh, the new one.
Yeah.
The live action.
Yeah, I like the
gotcha.
cute little cubs. Yeah, that's my favorite.
Did you see Mufasa yet?
I did.
There you go.
Yeah.
My kids are big fans.
Mm-hmm. Who wouldn't it be?
Did you like Mufasa as a Lion King fan, or were you kind of like judgmental about everything that it didn't have compared to the actual Lion King?
I liked them together.
You did. It was a good fit for you.
It was.
There you go. Well, I figured you would be watching it with a discerning eye as a Lion King fan, so that makes sense. Now you're, young, 30s, I guess, 20s, 30s. When you think about that time that you'll be sitting on that rocking chair, hopefully many, many years from now, with a whole gaggle of kids, do you? I want to encourage you to think about the legacy that you might want to build, right? What comes to mind for you that would be most important of things that you would want to be most remembered for, the legacy that you'd want to have, personally or professionally?
It's a good question. My fiance and I talk about this. Kind of had different views, but I think they're aligning more. Because my view is that we build for ourselves, enjoy for ourselves, and kids work for what they need to work for, just like we worked hard for ours. His view was doing that and leaving them a legacy, leaving them stuff. And I'm getting more into that, not giving it to them, but having them work for it and know that it's there so they don't struggle like we did. So that's what I want to be remembered as working hard for family and also being present. That's something I'm really working on, is not everything is so urgent, like with work. Right. Yeah. So being present and being able to do it all. If that answers
there's a reason why they call it the present, right? Isn't that what they always say?
Yeah.
And that's where the real value lies, because most of us are so fixated on either our past or our future of where we want to be. And even in the middle of conversations, like, our brains tend to drift into future concepts and goals and things that aren't going well, or stuff we're still upset about. Right. From the past, rather than actually living in the moment.
Exactly.
I just had a conversation with I'm in a group called Front Row Dads. So it's a group of dads who are like entrepreneurs mostly. And we meet once a month on a group Zoom call. And so we were digging into this concept in open conversation. We talked about, I just was telling Rob that I went to Los Angeles and California with my boys for some baseball trip. But even in like middle of like a Dodgers game, watching a Dodgers-Yankees game, I found myself sometimes my mind drifting towards the future and next week and the next month and what needs to happen here or there. And it's important to kind of have that perspective. And then I caught myself and snapped back into enjoying the moment, right? The present. So it's true. It's a good point.
Yeah. Yeah. And you want to be remembered like that, right? Like, they were there and they weren't distracted all the time.
Totally. Yeah, I love that. So it's good to have you here on the show, CJ. We appreciate it. And I know we had you on still in your early career, which we always like to have. We've had people, we just had Jane on before you, who's been in this business for over, I think, I want to say 20-something years is what she was saying. So that's one opinion and experience level. And then CJ comes in with 2 years of experience getting off the ground, but still having early success. And it's cool to see different perspectives and see your, hopefully, career boom. maybe that is just a career of being a great mom and having a bunch of a gaggle of kids, as I said earlier. So that's fine too. But if we can be a fan of yours and support you in any way, that's what we're here for too with Top Producers Nation. So we appreciate being on the show.
Thank you.
If anybody wanted to pick your brain and just maybe ask you a couple of follow-up questions about your experience so far, how you got started with certain things, maybe they have a question about Aerial Dragon, what's the best way for someone to reach you?
They can call me. Can I give my number?
Yeah, go ahead.
727-741-2550.
We can't be responsible for who calls you, but go ahead. We'll throw the number there if you want in the description too. But you can also find CJ through, I'm sure, Google or whatever social media channels.
Yeah.
CJ Seitz is who we have on the show. And so we'll end the episode with a challenge, the same way we do always to the audience, whether it's through our YouTube channel or through our Facebook page or through any of the 15 plus podcast platforms that we're on. As a reminder, if you don't subscribe already to the show, just click the little button. That way you will be notified every time a new episode drops, which we drop a new episode every week. And you can learn from whoever the top people are that we're interviewing. And you can also check out all of our resources and our community online at topproducersnation.com. See the different courses, the coaching, the programs. There's a lot actually that we're excited about this year that we're bringing out, including a weekly training program to help more agents become top producers in their desired market. So you can find all that there. And what is one thing that you can take from our conversation today with CJ that'll help propel you forward personally or professionally? We are big fans in taking action. And if you just hear great ideas and don't do anything about it, then nothing happens, right? Nothing moves. And you heard CJ mention a couple of the early things that she was willing to do, right? Time blocking, which is not like a foreign concept. I'm sure you've heard of it before, but are you actually doing it, right? And are you staying disciplined enough to prospect every day like CJ talked about and staying true to the result-oriented activity there, which prospecting is a critical component, right, of being successful. Or maybe it was, the day-to-day conversations thing that we touched on. I wrote a couple other notes down here. My mind just went blank, but there was it's the for sale by owners things that she mentioned. Expired listings. These are all things you've already heard about before, but are you actually willing to do them, right? And CJ has made the decision to do some of the hard stuff to get traction, and I would encourage you to think about at least one thing that you can do that maybe gets you out of your comfort zone, but will enable you to see a new breakthrough in your business and be willing to take that effort. And it could be networking in different groups. You heard CJ mention that as well. Whatever it might be. Maybe you need to sign up for a class with Aerial Dragons, and that can get you out of your comfort zone as well. But do something, right? Take action, and if you do that and you build that habit, then all of a sudden you're going to find yourself much more excited and happy about the future that you're building and the business that you have. Of course, you can follow us, and we'll see you on the next episode of the Top Producers Nation podcast. We will see you there.